Good morning, guys. Welcome to the vlog. It's Sunday morning. Got to sleep in a little today, and ain't got much going on today. I'll probably give you a little tour of my camper so you all can see what I'm dealing with. Not dealing with, what I'm working with. It's actually pretty nice for what it is. It's a lot better than a hotel room, I can tell you that right now. He sleeps like that all the time. Every day, at least once, he'll get over on that couch and lay on his back like that. And he'll sleep there for an hour. I might end up giving you a tour or a walk around of my truck instead of my camper, because my camper's messy and I don't know, truck's not as messy. I don't feel like cleaning. I just don't feel like doing anything today, surprisingly. I mean, usually it makes me feel bad, but I guess it's just one of those days where you're lazy and relax and catch up on some sleep. It was a rough week, I'm not gonna lie. I was really tired this week. Hopefully this next week will be better. I'm afraid to nap though, because if I nap now, I might not be able to sleep tonight, and then there's a bad start to my week. You can't have that. It's an 07 Dodge with the 5.9. It's got a 6-speed, 4-wheel drive. Got my rod box right here, you know, all my welding rods, 70-18. Got my 3/16, all my 1/8" 70-18, my 1/8" 60-10, 332, 70-18, 332, 60-10, 16th, 60-10, and I've got all my crescent wrenches and spud wrenches and brushes and files and chain clamps and all that. Got some pliers in there as well. Got my cooler up there. I need to get a windscreen for my microphone. Sorry about that, guys. But I just got real simple locks on them. And 1964 red face 200 SA 200. Original copper wound. It's not aluminum. It's been rebuilt. This armature is actually a newer one. It's not original, but it's been rebuilt, bored out, you know, cleaned up. Still leaks oil, just like every other one. Got 125-ish foot of lead, positive and negative. Actually, this worked out perfect, this water. I didn't plan on putting a spot big enough for water. That just happened to work out. Obviously, got my Arctic cooler up here. You know, it's a must if you're working off of a truck to have a cooler that keeps ice for more than 2 or 3 days, because it gets expensive having to change out your ice every single day. I mean, it's really expensive, like $5 a day, if not more, just in ice. And then I've got my mud board right here. It's just bungee corded in for when it's really muddy or dirty or whatever, laying in water, just to keep you out of the water a little bit. Got all my jack stands just on these metal poles here. They're all just welded to the bed, and then they go up into the jack stand. Then my Hoosier pole, it's like 500 wall. It's super thick. I mean, it is ridiculous. I probably shouldn't have done it that way, but that's what I did. My machine is wired for a remote, so I have that hooked up over to my spool. And then in this box, I have all of my most common stuff, grinders. That's some stainless stick rod I used on Friday I forgot to put back. squares, levels, hammers, chip and hammer, pipe wrap around, center finder, you know, all my tape measures. Got my calculators and all that stuff, my 2-hole pins, should be in the other box, pens and pencils. I've got a light bar up there, and then obviously my hitch, and surprisingly, if you can tell, that's where my hitch is at, and then over here is the center of my tire, and it actually pulls really, really well for being that far back off the center of my tire. You'd be surprised. I mean, I have bags on my truck and everything, but it really pulls well. I've got this big box. I just ran out of tool space, so I got my chops on here, my wrench set, and my DeWalt impact and driver. I've got my pipe line-up clamps, my Ultra clamps. It's a 6 to 12 and a 4 to 6, I think, 3 to 6. Got some large wrenches, a couple straps. My come along is down there, right there. It's 3/4 ton. Got my ground for welding on stainless. Got some big Bessie clamps in here. Another 200 foot of lead, some jumper cables. Got a screw dog somewhere in here. Yeah, it's down there. My screw dog. This is a pipe clamp for your jack stand to keep your pipe from turning. A couple pipe wrenches and some more Bessie clamps. That's just all the big stuff. Wouldn't fit in the other boxes. Then I had this all plased out on a plasma table. I had the design on what I wanted. Actually, I had to drill that hole. But I've got just passing through plased out, a place for a license plate, even though I don't have to have one on the rear, according to Missouri. This is where I piped in from my airbags. Just fill up air compressor, you know, just like a bike tire or wheel tire. You can just fill it up right there. I have that 5th wheel hitch, and then I have a bumper hitch, and I got to make an extension. When I made my bed, I stretched it 4 inches out. So that's where my hitch ends. It's about 4 inches right there. So I got to make an extension to come out farther, so my ball's out here. But I've got 5-inch exhaust, 8-inch tip, which I don't really like, but what else? So yeah, there's my airbags right there. I've got my brake lights and turn signals inside here, so this lights up when I hit those, and they're super bright. Super bright. You can see everything. No matter where you are, you can see them. Sometimes I keep my brakes on when I'm backing up so I can see where I'm going. Okay, and then this box, got my stub bucket, got my whips, which is my stinger, you know, my stinger and my ground with Tweco connectors. So that way if I'm welding with TIG with my machine, I can just switch out my positive and my negative so I can TIG weld. I've got my miter finder. Miter finder helps you miter out pipe for certain degree angles. I got a bunch of clamps in here, big crescent wrenches, a couple more Bessie clamps, my 2-foot levels in here, and all my grinding discs and cut off wheels and tiger paws and wire wheels are all in here. And I got my extension cord on a spool with another case of water. Oxygen and acetylene is right here. It's on a spool. It's all piped in, so you don't have to plug it in every time. With my extension cord, when you reel it out, you got to come back over here and find your plug and plug it in. And then, yeah, my acetylene's just piped into quick connects, so I can change out my bottles fairly quick without having to pull everything apart. This is usually, if I'm going out to a job and I need metal, this is where I'll throw it. That's a stainless plate from Friday. Another light bar for working off this side of the truck. I need to get one for the other side, but haven't got around to it. And then I've got all my torch tips up here. My torch is hanging. My hook broke off. I just bought a zinc hook because that's all the store had when I was working on that. Got all my strikers. It's kind of a mess. I need to figure out a box for all that stuff. But got my circle burner, and my caps are in the back there, along with whatever this thing is. Another set of quick connects. Then I've got my magnetic square holder, so you get a couple of these and you stick them on and you put your square in this little lip right here and tighten them down so that way you can run your torch on the side of that and make a straight cut. Really nice for making large cuts. And then same thing with all of these locks on my boxes. They're all just simple locks. Then I've got my oxygen rack. But right now I have my umbrella here, but my argon or my oxygen bottle is at work, my other one. It's a pretty simple setup. Nothing fancy. Hardest part about building this bed was probably rolling these sides to match the contour, and they didn't match very well, but I think it looks better than square. There's a lot of little stuff I need to finish on it, you know, right in here, this transition. I actually, when I built this bed, I had built it with my airbags all the way on, and I built only a little bitty gap right here, you know, because I thought they were all the way I thought they were all the way empty, but they were all the way filled. So I put a little gap in here so when they fill up, you know, they'd have a gap about that size. But it was opposite, so when I was pulling my camper back from Houston, I actually bottomed out here on my tire, and I rubbed right into my tire, so I had to stop on the side of the road and put big old cuts in this to be able to make it home. Filled up my bags beyond what they should have been filled by just to make it home. And when I got home, I cut all this out. I haven't gotten around to finishing it. I gotta put a piece here, and don't really like how the box is showing through the wheel well, but when you're standing up you can't really see it, I guess. It was my first bed. Me and my friend built it, and didn't really know what we wanted or how we wanted to do it, so it's kind of trial and error on these beds. Set them up. I used to have my vise mounted here, but I put these in, these trailer hitches, and then for my vise, I mounted my vise to a trailer hitch, and you can slide that trailer hitch like here. See, I just mounted the vise to this trailer hitch. Here's my breakfast. To this trailer hitch, and that trailer hitch will slide inside of that hitch out there. Same thing with the rollout wheel. That way, whenever you need to use it, you can slide it in there, slide it out without having it always mounted. In here I've got my welding shirts, my hard hat, my welding hood, rags for when it's really wet or dirty. I've got my remote. Man, it's a mess in here again just after a week. Got extra grinding discs. Got my rollout wheel on the ground there. Got some WD-40, some hand goop in case you get into anything really oily. Got my grasshopper. It's a ground that you clamp the pipe, and you put it, it's got a little nose, and when it clamps it pushes that nose into the pipe. That way you get a good ground. Got my 4-foot level and my tri-square, T-square, frame it, whatever you want to call it, square. Got 2 beveling machines and a bunch of extra gloves over there. And that's about it in here. You just kind of overfill. Like I said, if I would have built my bed differently, I would have built it more of a utility bed with boxes down here on the side, made it a little more square. Not spent so much time trying to make it look good. I would have just made it work. This works good, but having to get in that box is a pain in the butt, and just a bunch of different stuff is annoying. But that's my bed. It's my truck, my bed. Does this job. It's what you really need when it comes down to it. Hey guys, I've got to go to the store real quick, grab a couple things I've been out of. Like, I've got to get some Mountain Dew, some soy sauce, maybe some stuff to make like bacon wrapped chicken or something. Beginning to wonder if it ever cools down here in Texas. It's 98 degrees this afternoon. I would have thought it started cooling down already, but it's not. It's hot. Nice thing about a small town is everything is really close. It took me like 3 minutes to get to the Lowe's grocery store. Everything's ridiculously overpriced here, but It's either this or drive like 45 minutes to Odessa to go to a Walmart or Aldi's or Price Cut or something cheaper. So I'm gonna try and marinate some chicken. I have no idea what I'm doing. I bought some of this Stubbs Hickory Liquid Smoke, and then I bought, I think I bought the wrong kind of orange juice, but I bought some orange juice. It's like the frozen kind. And then I bought some all-purpose marinade, Mesquite flavored. Mesquite? Since 1992. It's good stuff. It's got a Texas on it, so I bought it because I'm in Texas, right? I don't know if I'm gonna put that on it, but this is how I figure out ways to cook. I just grab a bunch of stuff and put it all together. And usually it doesn't turn out very good, but every once in a while I'll get something like, man, that was good. Let me show you what Hank does every time I cook something that sizzles or boils or something like that. He comes running in here. Let me turn the light off, real. Running in here, and he hides right there. And look, he's shaking, look. Are you shaking? What are you shaking for? What are you so scared of? Look at him. Look, he won't even look at me. Look at him. What are you scared of? So sad. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with us through this long vlog. We gotta go to work in the morning, so we're gonna go to bed. Hope you all had a great day. I will see you tomorrow. Bye y'all later.